Good morning, I'm Tim7KOM, and if you are just joining us, I am putting together a QTH antenna station setup. If you missed any of those other videos, the playlist is linked down below, so check those out. And today we are getting the wire out. Now I plan on doing a fan dipole. A fan dipole is a multi-band dipole antenna with multiple lengths of wire resonant on the frequencies of interest. So I plan on doing 40 meters through 10 meters and then using some 3D printed spreaders to keep the wire lengths separated apart from each other. Thank you, Brian and R7Y, for these prints. Okay, let's get to it. So I did a little bit of math here with my frequency of interest, and then just using that good old 468 divide by the frequency to get the total length of wire needed, and then of course our leg length. I'm going to be doing a little bit of extra wire here, just better to be long and then shorten it up to get to that frequency. So 33 for the 40 meter band. I'll probably do 35 each leg just to be safe. For the 30 meter band, going to do 25 feet. 20 meter band, I'll do around 18 feet of wire. And then the 10 meter band, I will do 9 feet of wire. Now, I should also be able to get 15 meters resonant on the 40 meter wire. And I will be using a tuner just to get that last little bit in tune for my antenna. But hey, all right. Those are the lengths I need. My desk is about 5 feet long, so I'm just going to use that to strip out the wire here. Okay, so now that I got my wire lengths all measured out, I twisted the ends together, and we'll add a bit of flux here. Lots of flux. All right, we are nearly ready to get this fine spaghetti monster in the air. Next up is, well, we're going to feed each wire through these eyelets and then tie them off with some zip ties for strain relief. Then we'll feed each one through the spacers and run them out to our endpoints. And at that point, I will hook up the NanoVNA, get it all set up for the frequency for 40 meters. We'll start with that. I'm going to put a webcam in front of it, Zoom call myself, and then use my phone to get this thing tuned up and adjust our wire lengths. We're going to start with 40 because that'll be the wire that is on the top and supporting all the other wires. So we'll start with that one, then we'll tune 30, 20, and 10. All right. Clip those wires, get this thing in the air. All right, so how we're gonna do this is I have my NanoVNA hooked up and my webcam in front of it. So we got a Zoom meeting going here so I can look at the NanoVNA. And yeah, I gotta shorten this up a bit. I did a few feet long on either end for 40. So we'll start there and see if we can't get this into resonant. Okay, this seems like a good spot to do some thank yous. This project would not have been possible without the help from some very special hams. Thank you to Bill K7WXW for the toroids and Elmering me through the Choke Cookbook. Thank you to Brian NR7Y for 3D printing the fan dipole spacers and the Morse keys that I'm using for the home station. Thank you to Chris W7MTB for letting me borrow his ratcheting coax crimpers. And finally, thank you to all my subscribers who have been joining me for this ham radio journey the last 3 years. Love you all. All right, well, the Zoom thing worked out pretty well. We are very close on 40 meters. Unfortunately, after I did my first shortening of the wire, I cut a bunch off, figuring like, oh yeah, we're there. Of course, then I needed to lengthen it. So we are very close to 1-to-1 SWR. And not quite there, but I think I'm gonna let the tuner take care of the rest on 40 meters. All right, time to tune up 30. $30 was real easy, thankfully. That worked really well, so let's do 20. Really close on 20 meters, but we got to go to a thing, so I got to call it for today. We'll pick it up first thing in the morning. All right, good morning. The antenna survived the night, and now it's time to tune up 20 meters and 10 meters. Then we'll be ready to go. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of back and forth in this process, and having the NanoVNA set up in a Zoom call was a great way to get this done. I highly recommend this technique, and thank you to N7LFO for suggesting it. All right, 10 is pretty hard here. So this leg is actually kind of twisting up a little bit. So I'm gonna see if I can use some zip ties to just get our spacers working a little bit better. Maybe that'll help it out. Well, I knew 10 was gonna be tough, but not this tough. I'm just not able to get that SWR that nice little dip to move towards the portion of the band that I want. And I'm kind of at the end of my wire. I had extra, but apparently not enough. I think with the interaction of the other wires, it just needed more length. So I'm gonna have to lean on the tuner for this one to get it to the portion of the band that I'm interested in. But you know, 10 was always going to be an experiment, and a 10-meter dipole is pretty easy to make, so I think I might build a separate one at some point and do 10 meters that way. But we got 40, 30, 20, and I can tune up 15 as well, so excited about that. Okay, here's a little test on 40 meters CW. Here is a WB6POT making a QSO with K7LLS. And now I'm sending my call.
5-9.
November 7, Kilo, Oscar, Mike. Yeah, QSL, the 5'7", you're about 5'5", peaking up to 5'7" sometimes, 5'5" here in Bend, Oregon. Negative on that last one, negative on that last one. It's a little scratchy there, but mostly readable. QSL. 7-3 and 7 KOM, clear.